All right, welcome to something new. We've got something different, something basketball related. Got my friend Ravi here.
Hello. Happy to be back.
Been on the show before. We're going to definitely do that again because the audio's been fixed since then.
Yep.
This podcast is pretty much going to be basketball related, NBA related, NBL related.
FIBA.
Sort of FIBA, anything sort of basketball related. It's going to be very sporadic. Maybe once a month sort of thing because fuck doing basketball every week.
Yeah, so much is always happening. I feel like when something like after a month, it's a lot of big stuff happens.
Just chaos. Unless there's something major like, I don't know, fucking Joel Embiid snaps both his legs going into a bathtub or, you know,
who knows?
Something random like Aaron Baines slipping into another bathtub in the Boomers camp.
Rockets getting first seed and just going at it.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about the Boomers, the FIBA, the Olympics. Mm-hmm. Who's going to be the gold medal winners, silver, bronze, losers?
I think it's quite easy to say USA will win, but
mate, we're coming.
Look,
I should have worn my Boomers jersey.
Yeah, mine too. Look,
and then we're going to talk about some NBA trades there's been like 506 of them, but we'll go through the main ones because no one cares what Ersan Ilyasova is doing these days.
Yeah, record-breaking drill.
One of the greats, I think. So let's get into it. We'll start with a little introduction. Why we started watching basketball, who we support, sadly. Yeah, we'll go from there. So we'll start with you, Ravi.
Look, I actually started watching basketball properly more recently. In the 2021 lockdown, I got far more into it. And I'd say the match that I fell in love with was the Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, I believe. Or was it the finals?
I think it was the East, yeah.
It was. If you
know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Bucks versus Nets. KD versus Giannis, pretty much.
Yep.
And that was a match where I was like, I'm sold. I really like the sport.
Yep.
And from then, it just peaked, and I just started gathering so much knowledge about it.
Yeah. In saying that, who do you support?
I support the Spurs.
And why?
This is actually a really, really ridiculous reason. I'm a person when I just pick a team when I'm young. I'll stick by, even if I don't know much about the sport.
Yeah. Ride or die sort of stuff.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I was, 7 years old in Fiji. Every now and then they show some sort of American program, and they just kept showing this one ad for the Suns and Spurs for about, I won't say 2 weeks straight.
What era was this? What time frame do you reckon this was?
This was about...
What do you think?
2005-ish, maybe?
Okay.
Yeah, between 2005 and 2008.
I wasn't even a fan at this point, so...
Yeah.
Take over.
I knew the NBA existed, but that was it. And all was showing this old school fade in, fade out Suns versus Spurs ad. And I was like, that's a cool ad. And I like Spurs sound cool. I like, it was just in the back of my mind. So whenever someone used to ask, what team do you support for? I'm like, I don't really watch NBA, but Spurs. Not knowing it was pretch their golden year.
Yeah, that was it. Well, the Spurs have been great for, I feel like forever.
Oh, one of their runs,
They always nail their first draft picks or high draft picks.
Absolutely.
And they just nail the European talent.
Yes.
They have never missed, even names like Boris Diaw, like the unknown Europeans, you know.
They're really fine.
What was his name, that big... I'm going to mess this up bad. It's not going to hit me straight away. He played in like that, the late 10s. Ooh. He was a big guy who could shoot.
Yeah.
He had a weird face.
See, I wish I watched it.
Thiago Splitter.
Is that his name?
I think that's... Like, they always just nail the random good European guys.
Mm-hmm. How about you?
But yeah, that's a... I mean, I think it's a very Australian thing to pick and stick.
Yeah.
If you don't know what pick and stick is, it's a term Aussies use. Mm-hmm. We will death ride a team, good, bad, ugly.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how good, doesn't matter how bad.
Yeah.
We will death ride them to the shit.
Yeah, it's kind of funny because like as your own fan, you'll slander that team to as bad as you could possibly do it. Yeah. But when you hear someone else slandering it, you're like, no, only I can do that. Don't you dare.
About my team.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine was a bit different. I watched, funny enough, it hit me. My dad used to take me to the Razorbacks.
Oh, yeah.
Now, if we have any worldwide listeners, the Razorbacks were this team in the NBL that didn't last very long. They were in Western Sydney. So there's two areas in Sydney that, you know, you got your east, you got your west. That's pretty much how, you know, one side's the working class, one side's known as the upper class.
Yeah,
still working,
uppity
but
rich. I'm being harsh, but yeah,
it's true.
It is.
And the Razorbacks were this pig-looking Razorback.
Love it.
They were this random colour. I can't even explain to you the colour. I was full kitted out on the Easter show. They played on the Easter show.
Oh, wonderful.
One weekend, one day.
Yep.
And that was my introduction to basketball. But obviously, you go to high school in Australia, it's very football related.
Yep.
But then all of a sudden, in the late 10s, like 2008, 9, everyone in my year 8, year 9, it was just on. It was everyone started picking teams. So my first ever game I watched was the reason I picked the team. It was Orlando versus the Lakers in the finals. And I'm a bit of a weirdo. I like being abused. I like being tormented.
Yep.
So I said to myself, whoever loses, I'll support. So mind you, I think the Magic were the favourites until Petrus got injured and Kobe got to run his fucking gauntlet on a rookie Courtney Lee. Rookie Courtney Lee was not good. And that's nothing against him, but he's going up against Kobe somewhat into the start of his prime.
You're not going to have a good time, to put it that way.
Yeah, it was fucked. I think they won 4-1. I think we got one. I can't remember. We got swept, but Dwight played his dick off. And Dwight's the main reason I like the Magic. So
really?
He was the one driving. He's 6'9", 6'10".
Yeah.
And he dominated the NBA for
absolutely
10 years.
Yeah.
So people forget how good he was. But yeah, that's our introductions to basketball.
Wow.
Probably a lot different to American-based audiences.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll go for the Magic still. It's been fucking very painful since 2009.
Look, your time may be here.
Dude.
Your time may finally be here.
I went through a fuck Dwight stage when he fired the whole fucking front office and Stan Van and fucking Jimmy Neal. Everyone left. It was bullshit, but now we got the two European hogs hogging away. So
I mean, it's working well currently.
I mean, we both got some European boys.
We do. We absolutely do.
We'll take it. The Europeans are where the future is headed, I think, for the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get into the Olympics.
Yeah.
Let's get into we'll go through per group and who we think will qualify. So 1 and 2 qualify, 3 and 4 miss out.
Oh, well, 3 fight.
I think they fight for a spot, but 1 and 2 go through essentially.
Yep.
And then.
But there's a good chance because with the 3, it's a table of 3 and the top 2.
That's right.
So it's still, very doable.
We'll go through Group A. You've got the notes, so I'll let you take the.
Yeah. So with Group A, we have Australia, Greece, Spain, and Canada.
That's fucked.
It is a very tricky pool. A lot of superstars playing.
Even Greece, people underestimate Greece. I can't remember the point guard's name, but he's a true vet of basketball.
Yeah, basketball in Greece is pretty strong.
Yeah.
Like, it's not bad. It really isn't bad.
Do you think it's becoming one of the fastest growing sports, obviously behind football?
I'd say so.
Like most countries are playing ball now. It's a unique
absolutely
transition period for these guys.
Yeah, and Asian countries are slowly picking up as well. Because I'd say that's probably where it's least popular.
100%.
But they're starting to get interested as well. You've always had Japan there, China, the Philippines. Unfortunately,
like they love the sport, but they can't grow more than 6'8".
Yeah, they probably build the best point guards and shooting guards, but that's about it.
The thickest calves in the fucking world.
Yeah, but other teams are slowly getting interested. Obviously, the talent pool isn't ready yet, but the interest is there.
I mean, look at the NBL 10 years ago. No one, even in this country, was really watching it.
Yeah,
unless you're a diehard fan.
Now it's really.
But now you see more media posts, you see more interviews, you see a lot more on your feeds, your algorithm, whatever.
More interaction, and I guess also the fact that it's more publicized that there are people transitioning from NBL to NBA, so there's more attention going to it as well.
Yeah,
absolutely. Should we go through the groups first, or should we predict our 1 and 2 for this?
I think we should go predict who we think is going to win Group A.
Yep,
and then we'll go from there.
All right. Who do you think?
I think Canada go through as 1, and I think the Boomers go through as 2. Greece 3, Spain 4. I've been impressed with the Boomers. I've been obviously impressed with Canada. They've won all their games bar 1. I think we both lost to America. So
yes.
It's a pretty good team to lose to. I think Greece will just fall out due to strength off the bench, unless Giannis is playing every single minute.
Yeah, I'm with you. I feel like you hit the nail on the head there. Giannis is obviously an X factor, but it really does depend on him. Even though we've talked up Greece and say, they've got good talent there, I think their bench, the rest of the roster doesn't really match up to the other two teams above it
100%.
as well. Canada have looked dominant. Even if USA didn't bring their best side for the FIBA championships, Canada did have an excellent team, even with Dylan Brooks somehow absolutely popping off. SGA is only going to get better with FIBA. He's obviously still, learning the ropes with it. Canada do look the team to beat for Group A.
Shea's game fits the FIBA rules.
Yep.
The big men can stay in the paint, so he can really abuse that mid-range, whatever you want to call these little jab steps and
absolutely
feints. And, I think that's where USA will struggle, but we won't get into them yet.
Yeah.
I think so. I'm going to go with Canada, the Boomers, Greece, and then Spain. I haven't been impressed with Spain.
Yeah.
They've had a lot of changeover recently, obviously, with their...
I feel like they're
retiring.
Absolutely.
I think Rudy Fernandez is still playing.
Is he?
Is fucking
oh my
nuts.
God.
He's a baller. He would be the reason they'd beat us.
Is Rubio healthy? Because he plays for Spain, doesn't he?
I'm not sure if he's... I think he's retired from everything, though.
I thought he was still... I could be wrong.
I don't know.
Don't quote me with that.
Spanish team, but that's our predictions there.
Yeah.
Are you on the same...
I'm absolutely on the same board with that. I think, as I said before, you hit the nail right there.
The group of death, people are calling it, and I can see why.
I can see it, but I feel like if Spain turn into USA, then that would be a true group of death.
I think Rudy will drop 38 on us and beat the Boomers now that we've said this. So that'll be nice. He's a baller though. He can fucking play.
He absolutely is. All right, should we move on to Group B?
Let's do it.
So this one's a very interesting one. So we've got France, we've got Germany, Japan, and Brazil.
Ooh.
Look, with all respect, I feel like out of all the pools, I'd say talent-wise, it's the least talented, but not saying it's not talented.
It's top heavy.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Absolutely. I feel like FIBA, they play a lot more small ball.
100%
and this definitely isn't going that way for a lot of teams. But look, I'm happy for them to prove me wrong.
Yeah, you're right. It's very one big man, and then four little fellas.
Yeah,
rolling around. I think France come first.
I think so too.
I think just the experience they've got littered. They're similar to the Boomers. They've just got a lot of vets that have played around the world, NBA, and Wembanyama obviously is gonna be the draw ticket there.
Absolutely.
That's fucked. He can shoot from anywhere. The alien-looking dog.
To give credit, I know it was fun to slander him for a while, but Gobert really has stepped up.
His defense is good.
Yeah.
You can't discredit this man's defense.
It very much is. It's he was part of a very solid team and was actually contributing.
I mean, he was the heartbeat of the Timberwolves defense this year.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think so. We got France, Japan. I think Japan will come third or fourth. I think Brazil. I think the bottom two will be Brazil and Japan.
Japan are weird.
Without being disrespectful, because they have players, but they're just not tall.
Absolutely.
And that's a big issue.
It is very much. I don't know much about Brazil's option, but it's... They haven't been making any waves from my understanding.
No.
And Japan are odd. On paper, there doesn't seem to be a lot of real talent, but they have decent chemistry and they pull through against bigger teams. I won't say they'll win, but they really do stick it to them.
They do. They play ball, but it's hard with the depth of these rosters. And then you look at poor Japan.
Yeah,
they just don't have that depth, really.
Yeah, and going back to the other team, which we haven't discussed yet, Germany do have quite a good, I won't say young team, but there's a few stars which are quite young.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, I'm going to change my mind. I think Germany come first.
You think so?
When I think about Germany, I think experience, and I think they're just littered with youth as well at the moment.
Yeah.
Franz Wagner, Dennis Schroeder leading the pack.
Yes.
Mo Wagner.
I feel like that experience that, I know he hasn't been playing the best ball recently, but Schroeder will have that experience, which I think a few other teams like.
As the old meme goes,
yes,
the best your C grade player in the NBA is a fucking superstar in the FIBA game.
Yeah, exactly. So
Patty Mills stand up, Schroeder stand up. Those sort of boys, they really have a crack. Evan Fournier,
absolutely.
They all play hard.
The patriotism helps. The patriotism really helps.
I'm going to change my mind. I'm going to go Germany, France, Brazil, Japan. Sorry, Japan.
I'm going to go slightly different. Even though I do like Germany quite a fair bit, I still think France might have it. So I'm going to go France, Germany, Japan over Brazil. But happy to be proven wrong.
Yeah, exactly. It's a weird pool because I feel like Japan could beat Brazil, or Brazil could beat Japan on any given day.
Yeah.
But I think the top two are very much clear.
Absolutely.
Respectfully.
Should we move on to Group C?
We should.
All right. Group C is another interesting one. We have Serbia, South Sudan, Puerto Rico, and the US of A.
Now, South Sudan just lost.
That
to the
was
USA.
honestly fast. And they were leading by, was it 12 at halftime?
Yeah.
It was a very large margin.
This group doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're going off past performances, it could be an interesting group. This could really be like a shootout.
I'm open to surprises. It's easy to say USA will run away with the whole thing, and
Of course.
that's a very safe bet. But unpredictable things happen, and I don't think this team's fully dialed in yet. The talent is obviously far exceeding any other team that is playing, but
Agreed.
they haven't gelled, and I think that's one of the issues with having so many superstars on a team.
Exactly. Egos will take over at some point, whereas I don't think South Sudan are they're buying into one all, they're playing ball for one. There's none of this greed. There's not feed me. There's I don't know. I think obviously the USA will finish first.
Yep. I think just purely as how strong Jokic is, I think that X factor might pull Serbia into second. But
I can see it, but I can also see them imploding like they did the other night.
Yes.
So
yes.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm gonna have a wild take here. I'm gonna say the USA first, and I think South Sudan are gonna finish second. I seriously believe it. After what I saw, they've got a bit of a weird one because they're playing for pride at the moment.
Yeah.
Luol Deng's their CEO, I guess you can call
Yes,
it.
yes.
Whatever you want to call that. And I think they're not going to go down without a fight.
I think there's a bit of fire as well. There's been a couple of, if you want to call it controversial comments.
Gilbert Arenas and fucking...
Paul Pierce.
No offense, Paul Pierce needs to shut his mouth.
Look, sometimes there's people that are excellent at basketball but forget what manners are.
Oh, he was a fucking stud of a player, but I think he just forgets that this is the world stage. This isn't just the NBA.
Absolutely,
People are watching what you're saying now.
Absolutely.
This is the Olympics.
This is sometimes what people have pride in. And
bro, people care about this. Like, it's not just the NBA. This is the world game now.
Absolutely.
Like, you've offended a lot of African people.
Yeah, and I'm sure... I'd say almost all of Africa will be supporting South Sudan in this.
There is no fucking doubt.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's no doubt.
So,
I think even Australia will be supporting South Sudan because of the NBL presence they have in that team. You know what? I'm going to do it. USA, South Sudan, Serbia, Puerto Rico.
Look, I actually really like that, but I'm still going to go safer with USA, Serbia.
I love Serbia.
I mean, I'd be happy if that happens. I think that's exciting for the game. But I was still going to go Serbia second, just out of my own heart. South Sudan and then Puerto Rico. I think Puerto Rico don't really have much to offer in a table or a group like this.
They're in such a fucking big group.
Yeah.
A defensive group too. Who's their most notable player? Jose Alvarado?
I'd say so. I don't think there's anyone else that's of note.
Now that we've picked our top two going through, who wins gold? Who wins silver? Who wins bronze? Who's the gold medal game?
Look, I still think it's going to be USA versus Canada, but I notice also the Boomers do step up when it's crunch time, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Mills, baby, he turns into prime Dame when it comes to 3-point shooting.
That ball comes out of his hand and it's going straight in.
How quick? I feel like as he's getting older, he shoots a lot quicker. It's ridiculous.
He does. He absolutely does. I don't know if it's a desperation thing or I know that sounds mean in a way, but I feel like there's a little bit less time he has being free. So he does get a quicker release in
he's
now.
A lot slower. He's mid-30s and he's probably playing for a contract. He's got 1 year with the Heat left.
Yeah.
And look, this is the great thing about the world game. When it comes to Olympics or FIBA championships, people make big money.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if you see 2 or 3 South Sudan players in the NBA because of, maybe a good performance against America or Serbia.
Absolutely.
So I think you're right with the USA shout. I think they're in the gold medal game. Look, I think the Boomers can do it. I seriously think we can do it.
This is their
That's
best possible year.
Non-bias.
I was skeptical before the practice matches.
Yep.
But they've really shown some proper grit.
Yeah,
and I think also as
I miss Matisse though. I'll be
yes,
honest.
yes.
I really wish Matisse.
Who's replacing?
Well, Exum might be hurt.
Yes.
And the three options I think they've narrowed it down to is obviously Matisse, Chris Goulding, and I cannot remember the third. But you'd have to say that either want defense or shooting. So you'd think it'd be out of Matisse or Goulding. Respectfully, if you're not picking Matisse, I don't get why.
Yeah, since it's FIBA, you can play a bit more harder on defense.
Put a tent in the paint.
Yeah.
And sit there.
Mm-hmm. And with those lanky arms he's got, he is actually a very effective defender at this stage.
Yeah, well, I think, as you said, I just don't get how he has not much offensive upside, right?
Yeah.
He runs rims well. He shoots the three. He's not great at it, but he does shoot it. But his defensive upside makes up for any. Yeah.
We do have a floor general. Josh Giddey knows how to find an open man.
That's right.
He's got a very keen eye. So if Matisse can just get open, look, even if he hits a shot, if he doesn't, that's the thing. You have a high shot, shot
100%.
percentage.
Yep. And then I think bronze medal game, Canada. Well, I've got to go with my tips, don't I? Canada and South Sudan.
Yeah, look, I actually think France might go the way into the semis, or if you want to call it, we'll call it the semis, and probably fight for the bronze medal. I don't think France currently will be a medal winning team, but I think they're going to be there, just making some waves. Yeah, making some waves.
It wouldn't surprise me if they do make.
Yeah, the talent is absolutely there.
Gold medal game, to be honest.
It would be. I would just never say, all right, France is going to take it all.
Actually, I'm going to change that. I don't, bro. This Olympics is actually stacked.
It really is. It really is.
I'm going to say Canada and Germany, actually. I think Germany have the perfect balanced team.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Obviously, injuries will come into this at some point. Every team gets hurt. But, I'm sticking with it. Yeah. I'm going the USA versus the Boomers. I hope we win, but I don't think we will. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to go Germany and... Yeah. I'm going to go with Germany for that bronze.
Yeah, Germany and Canada. Look, Canada are going to be there.
Top three?
I'm going to say USA. So my top three are USA, Australia, Canada as well. But hovering very, very close by for me would be France and Germany.
Yep.
I think France slightly over Germany just for my personal perspective. But I won't be surprised if, things shift over there.
100%.
But in saying that, I do have to give South Sudan where the credit is due.
I'm excited. They're going to be like, I think, everyone's second favourite team.
Second favourite, the underdogs, getting around it.
100%. Get around the boys.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, before we finish, I don't know if they do an MVP, so to speak, but if there was to be an MVP award, we're going to go through a few awards. Let's just, all right. Who do you think wins MVP in this Olympics for basketball, obviously? This
is a lot of ifs. Let's just say if Australia have a finals run, and I think Paddy has been playing the way he's been playing, disregarding the first match, he will absolutely take it. His on the ball and off ball presence is absurd.
He's a pest.
He's absolutely a pest. You just see him zipping around.
But he's so well respected. It's funny.
Absolutely. In FIBA, he is heavily marked.
You can say they just want to shove him off, and they look. It's like, it's Paddy.
Exactly.
You can't push Paddy.
Yeah. I also think someone who does step up, unfortunately more boring guesses, but someone who does step up in international matches, KD. KD he really steps up.
Look, I've got a different one to you, bro.
Please do.
I'm going LeBron.
Okay.
I've been so impressed with what this 49-year-old man, or 56, whatever we're up to. Just relax on the couch, dude. You don't need this gold medal. He's just putting up 26 and 6 in the world game for fun. People forget USA normally struggle to acclimate to the rules.
Yes.
And watching their first couple of games they have, it's just raw talent that is getting them the wins.
Yeah. They haven't even gelled yet.
Just because Embiid doesn't really understand how to park his ass in the paint on defense. Mm-hmm. AD, I will say, has fucking been amazing.
Yes, he has.
I think he could have a chance to start over Embiid for certain matchups.
I think he should, to be honest.
Bro, as soon as that ball hits the rim, he whacks it off. He's already like... Whereas Embiid's watching it bounce, and all his teammates are pointing at the fucking...
Yep. So
I think Davis has been impressive, but I'm going to go with LeBron.
You know what? That's actually a pretty reasonable take. I feel like that's quite sensible.
Davis has been fucking unreal. Yeah, dude. I'm a big hater of Davis, and I have been for a long time, but This season has fucking really opened my eyes to who he can be.
I feel like
Just fuck me.
since our most recent fantasy match,
draft.
we softened up to him as well.
Ravi took out.
Look,
Fucking bastard.
it's a bit of luck, but
Skill.
strategy as well.
Skill. Dude. There was a lot going on.
It absolutely was.
Should we talk about the trades? We'll go.
Absolutely.
I've listed them down. We won't spend much time on them so that you won't get bored. We're just going to go through the quick thoughts on how it impacts the team or,
Yeah,
what we're going to grade it, so to speak.
absolutely. We'll start off with the biggest one, I should say. This is
You'd say it's the biggest.
a record trade, a 6-way or 16 trade.
Yeah,
what do they call it? The blockbuster trade.
The blockbuster.
Yeah, so
The Woj bomb reported it too. It's only perfect that the Woj bomb reports that.
Absolutely.
That's hilarious.
that is very amusing.
Dude, I want to know what his screen time is during the free agency.
Oh, it's something ridiculous.
It'd be like 21 hours, surely.
Get this man a blue light filter.
Him and Shams. Seriously, fuck me. Go to bed.
They're always, and he always reports as like ungodly hours as well.
Brother,
sometimes.
I've woken up at 5 a.m. for work. 17 players have been traded in 3 hours. I'm
Yeah.
like, what the fuck?
Obviously, being the first one on it, it's unreal at times. It's very, very impressive.
All right, go through it.
All right, so we have the Mavs, who have picked up Clay and 2025 second round pick.
Yeah.
We have the Wolves, who have a 2031 second round pick. Golden State, the really interesting one. They've taken Kyle Anderson and Buddy Hield.
The slowest shooter of all time and the quickest shooter of all time, probably.
Mr.
What a
Slow.
combo.
Yeah, it really is. It really is. Different pace there.
Yep.
The Nuggets, who have pretty much taken up some moolah.
Yep.
Some
Give me
easy
that
money.
cash, baby.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. I get it.
That horse money for Jokic. Yep. Beautiful.
The Hornets for Josh Green, Reggie Jackson, 2029 second round pick, a 2030 second round pick. Oh, actually, sorry, yeah. That's that for the Hornets. And the Sixers, we do have a 2031 second round pick.
Good on you, Sixers.
Lots of picks over
Now
here.
we know what that was leading to. It makes a bit more sense.
Absolutely.
Klay Thompson to the Mavs is I think huge for the Mavs culture. I think he fits what Luka needs.
Yep, absolutely.
Obviously, people forget how good this man was. He scored fucking 60-something points in
and even,
11 dribbles or some shit like that.
Like, I know there were a couple of,
What a pickup.
jokes made last season,
Bro,
but
that meme of him shooting 0 for 10 is pissing me off already.
at first I was like, all right, fine.
I don't like
happen.
Klay, so
Yeah, fair enough. I thought let it happen for a bit, but I feel like
every
it's
post.
oh man, you get reminded of it's something that's not. It's sometimes not even basketball related, and
Bro,
next
it was
thing
like
you know,
Messi missing a free throw,
free kick or something
free
like that.
kick,
Yeah.
and it was like, oh, just don't let the media forget that Klay. I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude.
Look, even if he plays as half decent as he did in 2022, Luka will have someone to benefit off.
Well, he's finally got a third option that he can just honestly kick, and you know it's going to be a shot or a drive.
Absolutely, and I think that really will help him.
Yeah,
and plus
Floor
the fact,
spacing.
yeah,
it's huge.
I know he's still a bit slower than he was pre-injury, but he can still play reasonable defense, which is
100%.
honestly what Luka needs.
Well, I think this will because Luka started playing defense in the third game of the finals.
Yeah.
Three games too late. Sorry, Luka. I think Clay's going to really nail into him. He's not going to be like Kyrie and nurture him. Like he'll obviously there's going to be that respect there.
Yeah.
But he's going to obviously demand a lot more from Luka here or there.
Yeah.
I know Luka fucking does everything, but maybe now he won't have to, and his body won't be fucked come finals or playoffs.
This might be a bit of a hot take, but we all know that Golden
busted.
State, Golden State played some really, really different ball, some real
100%.
small ball at times. So that ball was just going around. Maybe it might help. I won't know for sure, but maybe it might help for Clay just to have a different change of pace. You got primarily one. Sometimes Kyrie run the ball, and he can just be there finding ways to get open. He's not required to really make his own space. I mean, he never was, but there's less pressure on him to do that.
100%. Now he's got a guy who will find him to like really.
Yeah.
If you're in a corner, he's going to find that it's going to be straight to your hands.
Absolutely, and that's one of his favorite shots.
I'm going to be interested to see how Golden State are affected by this, but we're not talking about them, so they can get fucked.
Well, should we go to the Wolves? I mean, it's just I won't say just, but it is a 2031 second round slot.
They're looking at a 10-year-old, so that's good.
the real future.
Yeah, if this was in a different context, this would be very weird. I'm going to swap you for a 2031 pick.
I see that 10-year-old over there.
Yeah, like, what
He's
the
going to
fuck?
play for the Wolves.
That's the big meme going around now. So very weird. Surely, I hope to God there isn't a 10-year-old out there that they're scouting already.
Oh god, that would
fucking-
be. It's like what was that one?
It'd be very messy realms. Like Messi's on a fish farm.
They're
Fucking-
hunting for the new. Was it Julian Newman and what was the other guy's name? Jathan Bosch.
Oh my
Or something.
God,
I
dude.
can't remember his first name. They're looking for like new videos of that for like this generation.
You watch. There's gonna be so many. Oh, dude, I can see it now.
But look, I mean, it's a pick.
It's a pick.
It's a pick.
It's something. Some compensation for a trade maybe later.
Absolutely. And I'm assuming that just trying to get rid of Anderson.
Yep. Well, no offense to Anderson, but I think they're looking for a different direction. But they picked up someone that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Kyle Anderson and
Buddy Hield.
Buddy Hield. Yeah, great. Buddy Hield's a downgrade from Clay when it comes to overall, but I think an upgrade in
What they're after.
shot making.
Yes.
Shot chucking. Mm-hmm. Look, Buddy can shoot that bitch.
Yeah,
and he
absolutely.
can shoot that bitch well.
He had a pretty good decent percentage, didn't he?
And when you're playing next to the greatest 3-point shooter to exist,
Every shot matters.
it's even if you miss 5 straight, you know Steph's going to be in your ear just going, fucking shoot that
Yeah,
bitch.
absolutely.
Shoot that bitch, baby.
That's their job. Just keep shooting.
And I think Kyle Anderson's perfect, not for the style of play that the Golden State play with, but a person off the bench who will seriously slow down the pace.
Yes.
If they're getting pumped.
Absolutely. I think
And that's Golden State's biggest weakness. When they get rolled on a, they don't normally get 10-0. They get 22-0.
Yes.
22-5 run. They get pumped.
Yep. The Golden State team of now is very volatile. Yes, they have
Yep.
some excellent wins, but they also have some terrible losses as well.
100%.
And yeah, I think you're right with that. I think, Anderson, Mr. Slow-Mo will change the pace up, but I also think it might work well for them in their case when it comes to offense.
Agreed.
Yep. The whatever opposition they have is going to be very used to, very fast paced, moving the ball around, and then in comes Mr. Slow-Mo, changing it up completely, and it's gonna, I won't say rock everyone to the core, but it's really gonna unsettle them, I think.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
I think Steve Kerr's going to be under a bit of pressure if things don't start well.
Uh-huh.
I think it's already starting, to be honest.
Yeah.
But hey, we'll see if he can adjust to
I still think he's got a couple of chips in the
100%. I mean, he
still.
deserves the respect to get some time.
Yeah.
I mean, he's won 3 rings, 4 rings, whatever the fuck they're up to. 4. Crazy. Dynasty shit.
Unreal.
I mean, and they're so hard to not like. It's
Yeah, I mean, look,
fuck, man.
we can
Fuck you guys.
make fun of Golden State for as much as we want, but they have been one of the most, if not the most successful team in the last 10 years.
100%. They're up there with the Spurs when it comes to winningness for me. Every time I look at the Spurs, they're winning.
They got potential. I still think
this is their down period, and it hasn't even been that bad. Which is nuts to me.
Yeah,
because then you got teams like the Detroit Pistons, who would beg for 22 wins, who would absolutely suck the devil off for a chance at 22 wins.
Even just anything.
The Nuggets get some cash, as we spoke about. The Hornets get Josh Green from the Mavs, and they get Reggie Jackson from the Nuggets. Josh Green, this is huge for him. I'm very upset. I think he fit that Mavericks side well.
I believe so too.
The Mavericks fans really loved Josh Green because when they announced the "See you, buddy," I've never seen an uproar for an Aussie leaving a club.
He played actually some very good minutes and
hustle, eh?
Yeah,
Just a
real
hustler.
hustle. And I think people in the Mavs are starting to appreciate what the Aussies could do there.
100%.
Even I know he's not part of this deal, but even when Exum was playing in the Mavs, he was showing some real hustle, and I was like, "Wow, all right."
People
These
forget
Aussies,
Exum's a good player.
I really like
Exum for the
Exum.
Boomers.
Yeah,
People
absolutely.
forget that he can score the rock.
I love him, and he's always has his body in the line. I always used to make like a joke.
Bro, he's so injury prone, the poor guy. His body just is so unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it was a requirement at one stage where if he's not on the ground, hunching over his back or something, we're not winning the match. He's got to be on the ground injuring himself somehow.
I think he got taken 6th. I could be wrong. You could fact check me there. It's just he got taken by the Jazz 6 or 7. I remember it was quite early in the draft.
Was it Jazz? Yeah.
It wasn't like he was a dud.
He is excellent.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry, segue a bit.
No.
I do
Great
like
pick up for the Hornets. I think the Hornets just need something, and I think
Yep.
Defensively, he's perfect.
Absolutely.
This could fire up Bridges to start playing defense.
Yeah.
Mark Williams. And now LaMelo can maybe... Well, he doesn't really defend as is, but now he can maybe start to.
Yeah, and good for the Hornets as well.
The Hornets
I
just
don't
need
think...
something.
they do need something. And I don't think he's going to be in any sort of trouble with any crimes anytime soon.
Well, I think
which
I
seems to be a
dare
Hornets
say
issue.
he might not hang out with his teammates a lot.
Yeah, I think
And
so
I dare
too.
say that's probably the smartest option.
Absolutely.
Respectfully. But yeah,
Reggie Jackson.
Jackson, I think just a vet. I think he'll be a trade asset come the mid-season trade deadline. I think he'll play for them, obviously, but I think he'll be going back to a contender.
Yeah, I think so
mid-season,
too. I think so too.
Well, I think the Hornets might play him, get his value up as much as they can, so they can make something
Yep.
off him.
Yeah.
And then to finish off the Mammoth trade, the Sixers get absolutely fucking nothing.
Yep. Would you look at that? Sixers is nothing, but it will make more
Shock.
sense as
Shock. The Sixers doing nothing in an off season. Wow.
even knowing very clearly that they need something else.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
look, that's the Sixers.
We'll go to the next one. We'll stick on Philly now that we've just shit talked them. And rightfully so, they've sucked.
Yes.
And they
absolutely.
shouldn't because they've got the best big man in the league. Paul George been signed to the Sixers.
Wow.
That's a huge move.
That is massive.
Look, they've had to blow up the team a bit, but it's Paul George.
Yeah.
And they've been able to keep Maxey, which I think was the...
I think that's a very big thing.
I think he's more valuable than Embiid today,
Yep.
if that makes sense in the team scheme of things.
In-
Obviously, Embiid's the man,
Yeah.
but it depends how long Embiid wants to be here for. This is now getting into that territory where
He's probably getting antsy.
he's getting ring hungry, and hey, fair enough. I completely understand it.
I think, Maxey is... Look, as long as he stays at Philly, Maxey will be the future of Philly.
100%. What do you think this does for the Sixers?
It's very tricky. I think it does put them in a good spot, but I think there's going to be a lot of tensions because ever since, you had the superstars of
The Jimmy Butler
Yeah,
team.
the Jimmy Butler era.
That was the team that
Yep.
should have
Absolutely.
probably
won. You
Let's be
just had
real.
an unreal run by
Kawhi Leonard hitting the most
destroying-
ridiculous corner shot of all existence.
But I think the expectations will be maybe not as high, but almost as high as it was then. A lot of pressure on him.
I think it's more pressure than ever.
You think so?
I think getting someone like Paul George, a top 15 guy, you'd say top 20. Look, it's win or nothing now.
Yeah.
It's very. If I'm a Sixers fan, I'm excited.
Yeah, as you should be.
I think playoff P could be back too. I'm hoping to fucking God playoff P comes back because he has not been good come playoffs.
Nah, he has not.
For the Clippers.
I mean, he hasn't had too much support, with no disrespect to the Clippers, but
Yeah.
obviously
good's
you need
Kawhi
to
when
be
he's
healthy.
healthy? Fuck me,
Kawhi when he's healthy
Top
is
5,
probably
in my
one
opinion.
of the best players in the comp. Absolutely.
me.
Yeah, defensive presence too. But Mr. Do-It-All, Paul George.
Yeah, he'll fix what the Sixers need for,
Yep.
and they'll just have to pick up pieces around him,
Yeah.
I guess. Now, DeMar DeRozan signs with the Sacramento Kings.
That is fascinating.
Look, do you want to hear something? You know
Go
the
for
song
it.
"They Not Like Us." Mm-hmm. He was in the film clip, and it was like, "I'm coming home." There was a subtitle, and I thought to myself, "It's not the Lakers. I can't imagine it being the Lakers.
Yep.
It's either the Clippers." And I thought to myself, "Could it be the Kings?" And I jokingly said, "Imagine if he went to the Kings. It would be pretty funny."
It would.
And it's now happened.
Yeah. I mean, it's really interesting. I wonder how it's going to pan out, but I don't hate it. I don't-
like it.
Yeah, I don't hate it.
I think they need someone. And look, he probably isn't the best fit, but he was the most available fit.
yes, absolutely.
So it makes sense.
Like Sabonis is playing some excellent
And
basketball right now,
Sabonis likes passing. He doesn't
He
like really
does. He
scoring
absolutely
that
does.
bucket. So
and I feel like
can score.
yeah,
Chooses not to for whatever reason.
Fox is a fantastic player, but he just needs a bit of help, and this might give him the help he's after.
He's in that Westbrook territory, isn't he? He's very loyal to the core, to the Kings. People thought he was going to leave him, and he's said, "No, fuck that.
Yeah,
I want to win
yeah,
here." And
yeah.
I have a huge respect for Fox for
Oh,
that.
absolutely.
And I think DeMar adds 20. Obviously, he's going to add 18 to 20 points a game.
Yep.
He's going to add defense now. I think
Yes.
he'll get back to his defending ways.
I think so too. I think there might be a bit of hunger again.
100%. And he's home.
Yes.
So I think when guys go home, it goes one of two ways. They just turn into an absolute animal, or they get too comfy. I think it's going to be the first. For
I
him.
think it's
he's going
because
to be an animal.
without delving too much into his life, I think because he had a bit of a a tricky upbringing than others, it's not going to be super comfy for him.
Dude, he's going to...
just being leisurely back at home.
Can't wait to light the beam.
Yeah.
I love that. It's the best thing in the league.
At first, I was
light the beam.
Yeah, at first I was like, this is corny, but then they were so passionate each time they kept doing it.
So good.
And
it's one of the best things in the fucking league, in my opinion.
It is great now. I appreciate it for what it is as well.
All right.
It's great.
My favourite trade of the offseason. Probably guess why. KCP to the Magic.
It's great.
On a team-friendly deal, people are saying we overpaid him. No, they didn't. We needed 3-point shooting desperately.
Yes, and not just that. I wouldn't exactly call him like a veteran per se, but he brings a lot of experience.
I think he's 9th year, so
he's been there for a while.
He's technically a vet. He's played at what, Nuggets, everywhere.
Yeah, and he's won.
Lakers.
He wins. He wins. That's.
I mean, he's won 2.
Yeah,
one
exactly.
with the Lakers and one with the Nuggets.
Yeah,
so,
and with such a star-studded team, he's actually had valuable input in the I say that I didn't know as much for the Lakers one because I wasn't around watching it, but for the Nuggets, championship, he defends, contributing quite a fair bit.
He defends at a high level. He shoots at a high level.
Yep.
And it's exactly what the Magic needed.
Absolutely.
Against the Cavs, we went to 7 games without any 3-point shooters. So it just, look, Paolo Banchero turned into a mini LeBron for that series.
Yes.
So without him, we would have got fucking annihilated.
Yeah.
But I think this adds a lot to the squad.
But I think also, as a first playoff runs, things happen. It's always tricky. Like, think about Thunder.
Bro, I'm so excited. I've never been this excited as a Magic fan it's been miserable. And I'm Ravi can attest to this.
Yeah, it's been misery for him.
I'm a fucking diehard. I thought our 2020 side was decent, but I was also realistic. And then when we beat the Toronto Raptors in the first game away from home, I'm like, are you kidding?
Yeah.
And then we got fucked. So, it's been a long time.
Good deal though. Very, very. I like that deal a lot. I think
team friendly.
Yeah.
If he ever wants to bounce, another team will pick him up.
Yeah, absolutely. He's wanted everywhere. He's got good value, but massively. I think Magic will benefit from him quite a fair bit.
Yep. All right.
We're on to Alex Caruso with the Thunder and
a white brother. Yeah. One of our white brothers. There's not many of them.
Someone who I won't say not a thug, but someone who's real, who's real, is out there and loved.
He's a thug on the court.
Yeah,
he thugs about.
He cooks. He is great.
I love Alex, dude. He goes hard.
Yeah, I think he's well
loved.
loved.
Assassin. That's what I'm calling him.
Yeah, I think that's a great name. For him.
I think it's great for the Thunder.
Yep.
What do you think?
I think it's excellent for a team that's already quite strong in defense or have a good defense for the backcourt.
I have a question. Who does he start?
I don't think so.
It's a weird one, isn't it? Because him and Lou Dort are both high-level defenders.
Yeah.
But I obviously think Dort is a lot better on ball. But I think Caruso's off-ball ability, reading the defense, is
absolutely
going to be much needed come playoffs.
Yep. I think he's going to... I know normally you get someone to change the game offensively when you bring them on.
He's fucking good.
But I think he's going to change the game defensively.
And he can score. He can pull up. He can create his own. Yep. And he's a decent driver of the ball.
But he doesn't even need to. There's plenty of people that can. Yeah, that can.
J-Dub.
Yeah.
So Chet, another year of Chet.
Oh man, this Thunder team's only going to get more dangerous. There's so many picks in the bag.
I'd say this is probably one of the better trades. I think it's just below Paul George.
Yeah.
Overall,
for what hasn't been as many blockbuster trades this season, I think this is an excellent small trade to have.
And the reverse to this trade is Josh Giddey to the Bulls.
This was a tricky one.
I think it's a great move for the Bulls. I think they've lacked point guard play.
Yep.
And it's not Lonzo's fault. Lonzo's been hurt. He's had that weird arthritic knee. They're not sure what's going on with it. So I think this is good. Now they've got too many point guards, so I don't know what the fuck they're going to do.
That's the tricky part. It's a shame.
Ao, now Giddey, Lonzo, and I'm missing one. I can't remember his name. Kobe
White, who's ended up playing some excellent ball last season.
He finished strong, didn't he?
He did. He very much did.
He was great.
It is tricky. It's a shame because I feel like what it's just signifying is there was a plan for Bulls to have, Lonzo, DeMar, Levine.
It made sense.
And they really wanted it, but obviously with Lonzo's, issues with health, they've all right, we have to give up on that dream.
Just the fact that he had 30 different doctors look at his knee and go, we don't know what the fuck's wrong with your knee.
Yeah,
that is scary.
Scary and
Because
unfortunate.
he's such a high-level basketball player.
Absolutely.
He would be the perfect fit for a playoff team.
Yes.
Like the absolute perfect fit.
He made that Bulls team, which, let's be real, has been very underwhelming, into if I remember, it was actually a championship contender team, not just a playoff contender.
They were humming before injuries set.
Absolutely.
I think they were like 20-12 to start a season, that first year when he was healthy. Look, it's a hard indicator, and it's the East back then.
Yeah.
I think it was a 2021 or 2022.
22, just after Giannis took it out.
That's right. So, yeah, they started well, but then, injuries happen.
Yep.
And when you lose someone like Alonzo who shoots the three at a high level and defends his absolute dick off,
Yeah.
it's hard to recover.
Oh, yeah.
And they try to draft AO to, obviously fill that void.
It's unfortunate.
And it's hard because, I think the Giddy trade's great. I think, there's not
I'm
much
all
to say.
for
I think
it.
it's great.
He's going to have a breath of fresh air there.
And I hope he gets some love too. I think with all the off-season issues, whatever the fuck that was.
Oh man, it's unfortunate.
Yeah,
but look, it happens. But just to quickly add on to that, I feel like he'll have a little more space with the ball.
100%.
He can run it down. Obviously, it's hard because how much ball can you take away from someone who's one of the best point guards in the comp right now, coming a Shea?
What the fuck's going on with Levine? Can he technically still be traded? I think he does have a trade clause where he can just yeet at any point.
Yeah, but it's too much money.
Yeah, he's expensive. I mean, that's the thing. Look, I think
crazy.
Levine's going to benefit from Giddy a lot more than what DeMar.
Now, find him. Yeah, I'm not saying that are not playmakers, but he'll find him more. He'll
100%.
find him more. Should we move on to the next one?
Now, Jalen McDaniels to the Kings. Quickly, good defensive player. I think it's perfect off the bench.
Yeah. Not much I can add to that. I think that's perfect. Yeah.
It fits
I think
him well.
it's a fine what you got? Pickup.
Yeah.
Not much I can complain about that.
Now, I just put this one in because I'm a diehard and you'll understand why. Mo Bamba going to the Clippers.
That's fascinating.
He's got hose.
Yeah.
And they calling him on that motherfucking phone.
on a phone. Look,
I only put that in there because he's an Orlando legend.
Yeah.
Legend loosely, obviously.
I feel like he was underutilized.
Brother. Scott Stiles hated his guts.
Yep.
When he was with the Magic.
Yeah.
We had the world's shittest team. Why not just play someone who was a top 6 pick?
Yeah. And even if you weren't intending to trade him, get his value up.
Exactly right. Yeah. So, love you, Mo. Hope you do well.
All for that. I hope he does well there. Yeah, you're right.
Remember, he's got hose.
All right. We have Mason Plumlee to the Suns.
I like it.
I have a soft spot for Mason Plumlee.
NBA vet.
Yep.
He just gets a job done, and he will do what the Suns want.
A big man who randomly pulls a sham guard out.
Yep.
It's so
when
random.
He rebounds and just fucking peels to the fucking other rim.
It's
Have you
weird.
noticed? He always starts with the behind the back.
Yes.
That's his go-to.
Yeah. It's
The behind the back dribble.
I'm okay with it. I think
like it. High rebounder, high IQ.
the Suns are obviously missing a few pieces, and I'm hoping this is one of the pieces they have.
100%. They just need some good bench rotation minutes.
Yeah.
And he fits that perfectly.
To add on to that, Monte Morris also going to the Suns.
I also like this one. He's been injured, but he's a high-level shooter.
He is.
So he won't get minutes on the starting side, but off the bench. If he gives you
that's been the weakness.
the random 12-point game in the playoffs,
That's what you need.
Fuck, you are sucking him off
Absolutely.
for that. 100%. So another great trade for the Suns,
Yeah.
which is normally weird to say because they've been fucking pulling some weird trades recently.
Yeah. There's been a lot of criticism for them.
They
so.
hit when they hit big.
Yep.
You know, they hit the big boys, but when these little trades where you need to hit them, they've been missing, unfortunately. So
Absolutely.
Alec Burks to the Heat.
That's
Do you think the playoff run got him that contract? I think so.
I think so too.
Those 3 games for the Knicks really fucking got him back on the map.
Yep.
We all know what Alec Burks is. High-level scorer off the bench.
Yeah.
And the Heat need that.
Absolutely. I mean,
Fucking
that's
desperately.
how they succeed. You're just, having one of these players stepping up and, doing stuff.
He's a vet.
Much.
He knows his game. He knows his strengths.
Yep.
He knows his weaknesses. And I think the Heat will need something.
If they get good efficiency out of him, wonderful.
Hold the phone, bro. So you read him out. My name's fucking
all good.
fucking stiff.
So next one, interesting. We have James Wiseman to the Pacers.
Now, I like this one. It's a big risk, But if he can find whatever the fuck that form was, college,
Yep.
and playing with arguably the best point guard to play with when it comes to being a big man,
Yep.
in Tyrese, I think he could average, let's just be realistic, 12 and 12 off the bench.
Mm-hmm.
I think I think if it's the Pacers too, they usually get the best out of not much.
Yes.
They always have.
Yeah.
So
a team that overperforms. But in saying that, though, while the trade is very good, I still think the Pacers are missing a trick here.
100%. They're still missing something,
Yeah,
someone.
they're playing some great ball, and even what was it? They've kept Bruce Brown. Who was it? Siakam. Even though they have they extended Siakam, I still think they're missing
Who thanked
someone.
the Raptors for the extension, by the way. That was hilarious. Did you see that?
I did.
Pacers press conference. I just want to say thank you to the Raptors. Pacers. Yeah, well done, Siakam.
Look, I mean, look when you play for a team for that long, funny things happen.
Now the fans hate you. No,
Yeah.
jokes.
But I still think they're missing a trick. But we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Oh, they always overachieve, and fuck you. You never know with this team.
Yeah. The next one we had Paul Reed, who was waived by the Sixers.
Yep.
Thought he was gonna,
Well,
stay there.
probably the most loved Sixer.
Yeah,
since
I'd say so.
Embiid.
Yep.
Like really, or Jimmy Butler. So,
Yeah. And then being picked up for by Detroit.
good pickup by Detroit. A real pro. A pro's pro.
Yeah.
When he gets these minutes, he'll play well.
Well,
But yeah.
yeah.
not much
As a
I can
young
really
core,
add
they need someone.
to that.
Yep.
Good player.
I mean, can't be offended by that.
No.
We got a bit of a big one here. The Villanova boys, Mikhail to the Knicks.
Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. Wow.
That is a exciting pick. Normally, yes, Mikhail is an excellent player. I wouldn't say he is a team-changing player. Just he really, really ups it.
He's that fit guy.
Yeah.
Guy with a bit of upside.
Mr. Iron Man. But
Yes.
it's been clearly proven that, having the Villanova boys work together, they're on something.
I think they've figured out that Mikal isn't a number one.
Mm-hmm.
I think we figured that out last year. Like
Yep.
he had his moments, don't get me
But
wrong.
it wasn't enough.
But I think he fits the Knicks side perfectly.
Absolutely. You got Brunson who's playing the best ball of his life.
Fuck me.
You've got Hart.
I'd say he was top 3 in the league last year.
I'd say so. I'd say
Big
too.
take, but I reckon he was the third best player.
You know what? Actually, I'm going to rebuke my statement. I think offensively he absolutely was, but he still has a bit of a way to go on defense.
I don't worry about defense when it comes to him.
that's
They've
fair.
got Mitch Robinson
That is
on
true.
the switch, so
Yeah.
he's fucking amazing when healthy.
They have some.
I think it was a good move.
Yeah, I think so too. It's
Good fit.
very, very good. Yeah. Not much else I can put about that. Bojan Bogdanovic to the Nets.
Back to where, I don't know if that's where he started, but he's been there before.
Yeah.
I think this will be a very much get the trade asset higher and maybe go for someone younger.
Yeah.
So
But also, even
Good
if
pickup.
Yeah, even if they don't, he's handy.
he's a good vet.
He's handy with the
Very
rock.
good vet. He'll give you 18 points a game.
Yeah,
Maybe not with Cam there now, but yeah, great pickup.
they're very handy.
The Nets need...
They need a lot.
Jesus or...
They need a lot. I think they've
Something.
finally accepted the fact that they will be rebuilding again.
Yeah, 100%.
But we'll see what happens with them. I think there's a bit to yearn if you're a Nets fan. DeJounte Murray to the Pelicans. This is also a pretty big one as well.
I like this one defensively, playmaking ability.
Yep.
He's now with Jose.
Yeah.
They lose Najee Harris. No, Najee Mitchell. I can't remember his name. I'm having a blank.
Marshall.
Najee Marshall, something, yeah.
Wow, that's
But-
crazy from us that we
Yeah,
can't.
look, we're usually the big guys on like the Ersan Ilyasovas of the world and the Ron Bakers. But yeah, good pickup, great pickup.
Yep.
It didn't work in Atlanta. Why not try to maximize?
Yeah, I think he
his-
just needs a bit more. He needs to hold the ball a bit more. But the
100%.
thing is, you can't take it off Trey. I know Trey's a defensive
He's ball
liability,
dominant, yeah.
but he's ball dominant. Yeah, and you can see amount of double digits assists.
He's a freak.
Yeah, you can't deny that.
Good pickup.
Yeah, absolutely. Who else we got? We have Dyson Daniels to the Hawk.
Dyson,
Woo!
I think, well, this is just a downgrade, but an upgrade potentially.
Yeah, a lot of room for growth there. I still think.
I think a better defender than DeJounte.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, the ball handling and scoring is a lot lower.
Yep.
But I think being around someone like Trey with Dyson's athletic ability,
Yep.
the Atlanta Hawks might have just made a really good trade for the future.
I think so too. I also think it's a bit of help for Trey as well in terms of defense wise. As we know, Trey doesn't really play defense.
And Dyson's very unselfish, where I think DeJounte and Trey would clash.
Yeah, that's exactly
it.
It was
just clash.
Yeah, it was a strong backcourt, but as you said, they're both ball dominant to an extent, so they both wanted it. And here, as you said, unselfish, just happen to play without it.
They swapped Luka for him, so Trey's the guy going forward.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fucking hell. What a regret that was. Anyways.
Yeah, no, this one's I actually like this player a lot. Jonas Valanciunas to the Wizards.
Now, I think this is a cheeky little thing from the Wizards. They've overpaid him, right? Mm-hmm. I think they're into some good business here. I think they're going to trade him mid-season.
You think so?
I think we're going to pay you heaps. Uh-huh. And when the Lakers, when the Sixers, when a team that's desperate for a big man come playoffs needs to, they're going to have to pay that contract.
Yeah.
And we're going to get that money.
You know what? That's pretty smart.
I think that's what's going to happen here.
Because I think, Valanciunas is a bit too valuable to be at the Wizards. I didn't really
understand it because now the Pelicans have lost
a
key asset to their defense.
It was a big man which effectively spaced out everyone. He could shoot the three and like a lot better than a lot of the other big men out there.
You know what a Gortat screen is?
Yeah.
Made famous by Marcin Gortat, Orlando legend, I might add. Not really, but we'll take it. He was the pick and roll screen for Zion, where Zion could just fucking rampage.
Yes, absolutely.
Through the paint.
Yeah.
So, big loss for the Pelicans. Good pick up by the Wizards, but I don't think it's
just
he won't
be utilized there effectively.
I can't imagine it will be long term.
He's too good for that team right now.
Exactly.
Miles Slander to the Wizards. Malcolm Brogdon also to the Wizards.
Just a good vet. I also think this is going to be the same thing.
Yep.
I think when a playoff team needs Malcolm's services, I think the Wizards are going to benefit
Send him
financially.
Away. You know what? Maybe this might be some big brain moves by the Wizards.
I think it is.
I'm
quite
very
smart
excited
from the Wizards. It's going to be a shit year to watch being another Wizards fan, but yeah.
No, look, I mean,
at least you're not Detroit.
Buckle up for a bit. Yeah.
Put your hands up for Detroit. I love this city.
Next, we have Denny Virja to the Blazers.
I like this. I just don't like that it's the Blazers.
Yeah, man.
Fuck
the Blazers.
I rate Abdivia. I can't say his name.
I was like,
he is perfect for any team in the league. I guess you could.
He's just, as you said, do it all fit.
I just don't get the Blazers wanting him. I don't understand.
Maybe only people with cap space, maybe.
Yeah, possibly. But a great pickup. I like Abdivia. I like Danny. Danny's a great player.
Yep.
Probably the Wizards' best last season. So
yeah. Here's an interesting one. Tim Hardaway to the Pistons.
He's just getting his money, dude. Well done to him.
Good for him.
Respectfully.
I want to know who his manager is.
Same with Tobias Harris.
Yeah, that's
well done,
a fascinating one as well.
Tobias is good.
Look, I mean, I'm sure Sixers are happy to get rid of Tobias, or Sixers fans.
Sixers fans, yeah. The fandom.
But look, I think Tim Hardaway has been under a fair bit of criticism recently, especially for his...
he hasn't really had court time. It's hard to criticize him.
That's the hard part. He does need court time to...
I guess he'll get it now.
Get into it. Yeah, absolutely. So we'll see. You know, his value might inflate.
I really hope Detroit come 10th. Somehow, some way. Just have a crack.
Yeah. Next one. Very fascinating as well. Quentin Grimes to the Mavs.
Quentin Grimes to the Mavs is an upgrade of Tim Hardaway.
Absolutely.
In my opinion.
Absolutely.
Defensively, better. Offensively, I think Tim Hardaway is better, but obviously Quentin Grimes has a higher upside. Younger, fitter.
Yep.
You'd assume.
I'm 100% with you. Yeah. No, I'm very happy with that. Mavs and Knicks. They love taking stuff from each other.
They like it.
Little agreements.
Swap and swap.
Fair enough. Here we go. Najee Marshall to the Mavs.
Huge.
Yep, absolutely.
Massive. I love this pickup.
That's a great pick.
And if you're not a fan, if you're not aware of what Najee does for a basketball team, you aren't nerds, and that's fine.
Yep.
He impacts winning.
Yeah.
He's a big winner.
There's a lot of talent on the Mavs team, but you can definitely tell it's still missing something.
Yeah. Even
though they made it to the finals, they need something, and I think Najee's going to help bring it.
Yeah. He's just defensively, he will die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Caleb Martin to the Sixers.
Look, I'm not a big fan of Caleb Martin's work, but I like it for the Sixers.
I don't think he's a bad player. But
have you seen it? It's like 4 year, $32 million. It's very team friendly. Holy fuck, it's team friendly.
It very much is. I mean, he's doing the job he does, but I think because of the Heat, really want Spo doing really well to
get the best out of.
their role players. He's not going to be utilized the best. I hope he still does something for them, but I can't see him playing the same when he plays at the
I
Heat.
just don't think he's... Yeah, look, I think it's a good pickup for the Sixers.
Yep.
Sorry, Caleb.
I don't know how you feel about this one. Joe Ingles to the Wolves.
I really wanted one more year out of Joe.
Yeah.
Just for Paolo's mentality.
Yep.
You can see when Joe's coaching Paolo, just to... Say if he misses 6 shots, you can see Joe just goes, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Shoot the next pitch.
Yeah.
Like, it's... I think it's huge for the Timberwolves, not as in playing wise. Like, he will play minutes. But I think when Edwards is having a shit stretch, a 10-day turnaround where they played 4 games, I think Joe will just be in Edwards' ear.
Yeah.
Just boosting this man's ego, boosting this man's confidence.
Which we know, if he's got his ego, he is going to be an excellent player.
And if you know Joe, you know Joe's going to play the playoffs. You know if the team needs it, he is going to pester the absolute fuck out of the opposing team's best player at any chance of trying to get them off their game.
Yeah.
E.g., why Paul George hates his guts.
Yep. Once
Great
again,
pickup,
good pick. But in saying that, I know
I feel like this might be his last couple of years.
Yes,
I'm very sad about that.
He is getting to his later years in life.
Yep.
But in saying that, I think KCP is going to be great for the Magic.
Massively.
Yep. Going on, we have Hardenstein to the Thunder.
I have a hot take.
Go for it.
I think Hardenstein is a great player, but people forget Thibodeau always gets the best out of his big man wherever he goes.
Yep.
Joakim Noah.
Yeah, that's true. That is.
I mean, he wasn't great once Tibbs left.
Yeah.
Was he? I think Tibbs has this weird ability of getting the best out of his big man.
I feel like there's a lot of liabilities with Robinson as well. But yeah, they utilize him well. I think
it's a good pickup. Look, I could be completely wrong and he kills it for the Thunder. And I hope he does.
Yeah.
Because he's getting paid big money. But good on him. Good pickup.
Yeah.
More defense, more playmaking ability from the key. Exactly what the Thunder need.
I feel like Thunder have a lot of stocks, to use. So
why not try things? Yeah, they can make mistakes.
Yeah, they can afford to. They got a deep-ish roster, and they can afford to do this stuff. So it's not the end of the world if Hardenstein doesn't play how he did.
I still think he does well. In saying that,
but I don't know if he's going to be the first choice.
100%. Yeah, Chet, he's so good.
Yeah, it's you can't pass that.
Slender man.
Drummond to the Sixers. He's back.
Drummond, the best offensive rebounder in the modern day of NBA. Relax. I said modern day. I know it's not Dennis Rodman. Chill.
But look, that was almost 20 years ago. 30 years
that
ago.
man can get an offensive board like it's.
He is very impressive.
Walk in the park.
Yeah. And maybe that's what they need. Maybe that's what they need.
He's just a high energy guy that will do what the Sixers ask.
Exactly.
And I think it's perfect.
Yes.
Yeah. He obviously knows the systems. They've had the same coach for a while now.
Tell him to grab it, and he'll grab it.
He will.
Yeah. This is an interesting one. Harrison Barnes to the Spurs.
I like this one. I think it's a very Popovich trade.
Yeah.
I think Pop may have asked for this.
Yeah.
So I like it.
I can't see anything offensive about it. I don't think it's going to be like, oh my God, game changer. But I think Spurs, obviously, they're trying to find pieces now. And I think this is one of the many pieces they need.
100% agreed. Yep. Love Harrison's work.
Yeah. Yeah. Quite not offensive there. Chris Duarte to the Bulls.
I put this one down because he was a high draft pick for the Pacers and started well, got injured and never really got a chance once Mathurin got picked up by the Pacers. Look, if he can find minutes, I think he can give them 10 to 15 a night. And I think that'll be good for the Bulls, obviously.
I don't know I haven't been paying as much attention to him, to be honest.
As you know, I'm big into my not regular guys.
niche role players. But I actually agree with you. I think it will be a bit handy. I think it'll be quite handy.
Yep.
Next, we got D'Anthony Melton to the Warriors.
Now, because of the Paul George trade, the Sixers obviously had to move a lot of little pieces, and I think D'Anthony Melton is more important to the Sixers than what we all think.
I think so.
I think it's a great pickup for the Warriors.
I think it's
high
fantastic.
Defense, can play make, can score the ball when needed. So, great pickup.
Yep, absolutely. Going to be very handy. Derek Jones to the Clippers.
Yeah, I don't rate it, to be honest. I think Luka make Derek look a lot better than what.
Absolutely.
He's getting. Look,
absolutely.
Good on him. He's playing, but I don't like it.
Yeah.
To be honest, I think it's good for the Mavs. They got off that contract. So,
but I think that was the purpose. Find different players for Luka.
yeah, well, I think,
And,
100%.
I mean, look, fair enough. Good for the Mavs. For the Clippers,
It's a weird time for the
yeah,
Clippers. Yeah.
very much so. Batum,
Batum.
I'll let you rant about this.
I like Batum. Where's he going again?
Clippers.
Clippers as well. Oh, he's going back. I feel bad for Batum. He got so much fucking unnecessary hate. But there's a song made about him.
Really?
Why the fuck Batum in? I don't know. It's a part of a song. Poor cunt. He's a vet. He'll offer you vet experience. He might play 10 minutes a game and he'll score you a bunch of points.
It can be handy. You know, it is pretty handy. A bit of a spark here and there.
He's better than half the players that aren't on the team. So
Absolutely.
fuck me.
Yep.
Relax. Everybody.
Absolutely.
Sixer fans. Fuck me. They're a passionate bunch, aren't they?
This is an interesting one because we don't know how he's going to perform in the other team. Kevin Porter Jr. to the Clippers.
Big risk, massive upside.
Yeah, I'm for it. I think it's worth the shot.
Yep.
Why not?
One, exactly. And I think Clippers, at the moment, it was perfect.
Yep.
They know he can score 20 a night and they
Yep.
know he's got a high playmaking ability.
Yep.
So why not take an absolute risk on this man?
Yeah.
Obviously off-court issues, but we won't get into that. But if he can stay, I don't know, smart, stay away from that shit,
Yep.
great pickup.
Yeah, I think so too. He's a great one. Eric Geriatric Gordon to the Sixers.
I don't like it.
I don't know why.
I'm just not a fan of it, eh?
He's a good player, but just
You couldn't get a younger guy? Like, respectfully to Eric Gordon.
What are they gaining from this? Like,
Yeah, that's what I mean.
they don't need veterancy.
I think they're picking him up expecting Hornets Gordon, but it hasn't been great for a couple
Look, I mean,
seasons now. So, yeah.
well,
Gordon,
happy for him to prove us wrong.
Yeah, 100% happy.
Happy for him.
I want the Six to win a chip more than most people. I just want... Otherwise, they're going to lose it.
Just do
If
it.
they don't win a chip
Oh
with
my
Embiid,
god, it's going to be pain.
Like Cronulla Riots, but
Yeah.
America version.
Pretty much. I mean, that is Philly, pretty much. Oh man, that's
All the Americans, if we have one American guy watching, he'll be like, Cronulla?
yeah, probably.
He'll probably look it up. What the fuck happened there?
Look at the fuck you just did the rights, everything. Here's a fascinating one. Sadiq Bey to the Wizards.
Sadiq Bey, poor Sadiq. I thought this guy was going to be very good, and I still think he can be.
I think just that extended time at the Pistons didn't do good for him in terms of winning wise.
Yeah, I think he's still a good player, good fit, massive body, shoots the three, defends at a high level, and rebounds.
Yep.
So good for the Wizards.
Yeah.
That's something for the Wizards.
We've got two more here. Two pretty big ones. CP3 to the Spurs.
I fucking love this trade.
Yeah, absolutely.
I spoke to a mate maybe 4 or 5 months ago and I said, I'd love CP3 on the Spurs. And we thought nothing of it. And when it happened, he messaged me going, what the fuck? I love it. I think Wembanyama is going to flourish.
Oh, absolutely.
Under Harrison Barnes and CP3.
Yeah.
Oh,
congrats to CP3 for making the world record of 20 assists in a year. Is going to have a grand old time. No pressure to shoot at all.
Brother. I think if anything, his mid-range will come back now.
Exactly.
Because he has someone like Wembanyama just chilling.
He's barely going to... I won't say barely, but there's going to be a lot less marking on him. You know, when he was playing as a six man, maybe it wasn't for him because he didn't get the spacing he wanted.
I really wish they won that series against Golden State with the Rockets. Brother, that's tarnished his career.
It unfortunately has.
People have hated him since that moment, and it wasn't even his fault. His hamstring fucking exploded.
It's just unfortunate. I mean, look at the run he made in the 2022 playoffs.
Dude, I still remember watching
he had a significant part in it.
I'm a big fan of CP3's work.
Yeah.
And I think now he's accepted he's not going to ring chase, and if it happens naturally...
Yeah, it's a lot. You know what? If it does happen naturally, it's going to be a lot more weight to it.
100%.
There'll be a lot more weight to it.
Great trade. A plus. In my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah. Not even biased being a Spurs fan.
Yeah, no, bro, even if you were, it's a fucking awesome trade. They needed a point guard. They didn't need a guard. They needed a point guard, and they got probably the perfect one.
Yep. Absolutely.
Well done to the Spurs.
Before I talk about this last big trade, I actually want to talk about Jalen Brunson taking a pay cut.
Look, I think this is so admirable. He wants to win.
Yeah.
And he's literally sacrificing. Like, he's still got a lot of money. Let's not get it twisted.
156 is still generational.
But he could have taken 230, was it?
270.
270.
270.
is that not one of the biggest? It's up there with like
It is.
Tatum
It's
and shit.
real superstar. Superstar contracts.
He left the Mavs on a risk, and it's been nothing but a masterstroke from him.
Yep.
He is so crafty.
Yeah.
He's so crafty to watch.
And I look, I want to. There's been an update on that, but before I go into that, I think it did create a comfortable atmosphere for the Knicks as well, where I think other people are starting to slowly understand it's not just about hunting for the money. You know, we're
100%.
playing as a team.
Well, he wants to win.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just great to see someone.
Exactly.
You know.
You've got all the Villanova boys back. Excellent team chemistry.
And it helps with the cap space. This is the
Absolutely.
whole point of this.
Yeah.
Why he's done it.
Get some more help.
I mean, OG's taken all of it. but
yeah, and then OG comes out of nowhere, swipes it all up, which I think is quite disappointing. But
I mean, look, he is someone that you need to win a championship, so
Yep.
I understand it. But yes, I think it's
too much.
lot of money.
Too much.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Great player.
I might be. This might just be hearsay, but I do believe. I think Mikhail was also talking about taking less as well.
Yeah.
So
the
that'll be
boys,
interesting.
They enjoy playing with one another.
Absolutely.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
I really want to see a healthy season from Mitch Robinson.
Yes,
Brother, 'cause
I agree.
He's like that random X factor on defense that could make or break a playoff run.
And if somehow he just ups his free throw percentage just a little bit more, oh man,
Yeah, like a 50%er.
Yep,
Just get it to that one
that
every two.
will change a lot for that team.
Agreed.
Yeah. And the last, I'd say, big signing, I apologize if we forgot any. Russ going to Denver, and also Jazz being allergic to keeping him.
Yeah, why do the Jazz hate his guts?
Who knows?
Have we missed something all these years? Have we missed? Has he taunted the Jazz?
The Jazz
owners?
weren't ever. No, I don't know. You never really destroyed
But I
like
guess-
the Jazz like in such a way.
It doesn't fit their timeline, I guess.
It doesn't. It
Great
really
pick up
doesn't.
from the Nuggets, too. They've
Absolutely.
lost Reggie.
Yep.
I say you get a higher energy version of Reggie.
High energy, someone athletic, which I think Jokic would like as well.
And someone, look, Jokic doesn't really like to score the ball. I think he just does it because he has to.
Well, most of his shots are normally not uncontested, contested.
Getting bashed.
Yeah, getting bashed. Not much
bashed.
time on the line, on the clock, I should say. And yeah, he just throws it. And
I think now Westbrook can truly rim run,
absolutely,
and it's going to be amazing for him.
absolutely. You got excellent 3-point shooters. You got Michael Porter Jr. Michael never swing the rock.
The big
Porter Jr.
Michael never swing the rock is so fucking. What a
It is fantastic, and you've got Jamal
Shame-
Murray.
It's a shame his family's full of fucking
Yeah,
degenerates.
that is
Fuck
very
me.
disappointing. But you've got two great 3-point shooters on that
100%.
team. There's no pressure for him to
100%.
lob that ball.
I just want to see Russ win something, for fuck's sake. I wish Russ and CP could both win a ring in the same year.
Unfortunately,
It's so fucking sad.
that would be good if it did happen.
Was that the last trade?
That is the last trade.
So there's a wrap up of the off season. And
Yeah.
look, there was a lot more trades, but respectfully, I'm not fucking
I
putting
think
everyone in there.
No,
I
I
just
think-
thought the funny ones, the notable ones.
there's still a lot of big things happening, but
Before we go, what was your favorite trade? What trade do you think was the best out of all?
look, I'll go two ways. First, I want to obviously say the CP3 trade purely as a Spurs fan.
Yeah.
But I'm also a big fan of I mean softening up to that what's the word? Softening up to the Knicks team. I think Mikhail going to the Knicks is one of the last pieces they need. It's going to be they were making a joke about it. It's the first super team with no
Star.
real no real superstar. No, like that's kind of mean to Brunson, who's been playing at
It's a
actually a
big three
superstar
without
level.
the other two.
Yeah,
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So though I see those are the two biggest ones for me. Chris Paul and Bridges.
My two. One is Bridges. I think Bridges is a lot more important than people think.
Yep.
I think now we can go back to his third
Yes.
option, second option, depending
Absolutely.
on matchups.
Yep.
But I think the Paul George trade is more important than I think it's win now or it's fucking over.
It
for
is
the
massive.
Sixers.
It is massive.
I don't know how many more massive moves they can make for this organization to win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's
Look, I don't know.
yeah. I think you are right saying it's do or die.
And my underrated one that I want people to keep an eye on is Kevin Porter Jr.
That's going to be exciting.
I am very interested to see if they just let him play or he's going to have to sit back, so to speak.
For me, look, I know he's not really underrated now, but I think DJ at Pels is going to be exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one, that one. So, yeah.
Don't know if it's going to be positive. Oh, I mean, ideally it's more positive, but we'll
100%.
see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, great episode.
Wonderful.
Again, preface this, we're going to do this sporadically.
Mm-hmm.
So if something massive happens, we'll jump on.
Yeah.
But if not, we'll probably try to aim once a month, once every 3.5, you know.
Yeah.
Whenever our schedules both link up, because
Aligned.
we both work full time. So, bit harder.
Yeah,
to link
unfortunately
up
so. But
purely.
look, fun times.
Hope you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments what you think. Let us know what your favourite trade was.
Yeah.
And
Slander us for our teams if you like.
Celtics move over because the Magic is steamrolling you.
Yep, Celtics, get out of here.
I say that with a bit of side mouth. If you understand what that means we're going to get fucked.
Oh,
Anyways,
no.
thanks, Ravi.
Thanks, mate.
Have a good one.
Thanks. See you, boys.
Bye.